My name is Erehn Frye, and I am the Program Director of Millstone 4-H Camp. We have implemented healthy habits through several different venues, if you will. One of them is every morning during our Good Morning Millstone segment, they do stretching or yoga during the 4-H pledge, and the moves flow along with the pledge. So it's this progression that keeps things really fun. It gets the kids, it starts their day right, but it also introduces them to yoga or stretching just sort of as a stress management and, you know, just a little bit of physical exercise. At Arts and Crafts, we're focusing on stress management. So one of the crafts they're doing is a stress ball, that they're taking balloons and rice and just making their own personal little stress ball. They're also doing calming jars where they take glitter and soap and water and put it in little glass mason jars, with the idea being that we're teaching them this is stuff they can do at home as well. And it's not expensive, but the payoff, you know, is really rewarding. And then another thing we're doing is we're actually doing little basil greenhouses where they're putting basil seeds in a cupcake container, and that is really rewarding for the campers as well, because first of all, it sprouts pretty quickly, but then they can keep it growing, they can go home and replant it, and they can use basil in their home cooking. And we have these little cookbooks that go along with it that have healthy, easy, you know, kid-friendly recipes, several of them to choose from, so it's pretty gratifying. The other way we're integrating it is we are putting posters and little table tents in the dining hall to start intentional conversations about mindfulness and awareness of what you know we're putting into our bodies and how it helps or doesn't help. And so just something as subtle as that, you know, keeping it in the forefront of the children's minds at a meal is helping them really think about what they're eating and how it's giving the, you know, it's making it a reality for them that mindful eating and truly healthy habits are not intimidating and they're not huge, but rather it's a lot of little steps and little changes. We're hoping that they're taking what they're learning back to their household and sort of leading the way for their parents as well. Healthy habits are important because, you know, you only get one body, you only get one mind, and you have your lifetime to take care of it. There's a lot of focus on physical health, which is great, but a lot of times mental health and, you know, emotional health is kind of left by the wayside. And that's one of the reasons that I love this Healthy Habits program, is it focuses on all aspects and it's integrating all aspects. You know, the calming jars and the stress management, to the physical exercise of the stretching, to the mindfulness of eating at meal times. You know, we're really aiming to teach children to be good stewards of their body, but also teaching them simple, applicable, and, you know, affordable ways to do that. So it's really been very, very practical and very helpful.